Sunday. We'll have the sad recap. AI distances itself from the plot to kill Dr. Naum Bonilla. They say no contract was signed with the deceased. I'm Indira Craig.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration, 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the...
Please, you're watching the nation station, Channel 7. This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The biggest soccer season is here. Are you ready to experience the front row from home? Experience stadium level immersion with Samsung's latest technology. Perfect for every room. Your favorite Crystal UHD and QLED smart TVs are ready for you. Now at the best price. From your 32-inch personal fan zone at just $369 to the massive 85-inch home stadium experience for only $2,579. We have the perfect upgrade for every fan. Get yours with confidence at Cellular World, the authorized distributor in Belize, and receive a 1-year warranty. Visit us today and take advantage of these promotions. Valid until June 15th. Upgrade to the front row at home. Experience with Samsung and Cellular World.
Hi, I'm Ava.
And I'm Aiden. We're your AI guides to all things NHI.
In this video, we will guide you on how to become an NHI member. You, and if you have a child, must have a Social Security card. To get an SSB card is easy. Visit socialsecurity.org.bz/card-replacement to view the required documents that are needed.
There is a fee of only $5 Belize dollars for a first-time issue and $26 Belize dollars for a replacement card. Newborns can use their mother's SSB card for up to 2 months.
With your SSB card, you and all family members can register at any NHI contracted clinic of your choice.
You and members of your family can now access health care when needed.
Please note that once you are registered with a clinic, you must go to that same clinic when you need medical care. Look out for more NHI guides like this.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
I've always been fascinated with gemstones. It's all about taking nature's beauty and creating something uniquely beautiful. I've had inspiration from the Belize Blue Bull, the beaches, the jaguar. I've launched a new product called Co-Design with Deb, and Atlantic Bank's e-commerce system has opened the door to my international customers so I can receive payments so they can have their custom pieces shipped to them.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
escape to the reigning spa of the year. Belize's premier wellness experience, where award-winning luxury meets pure tranquility. Book now, 20% off spa treatments, 50% off accommodations, only at Naya Resort and Spa.
We're here to commemorate the start of the construction of a STEAM pavilion.
It will be a place where students will be able to explore engineering, science, technology, arts, mathematics. A place where curiosity is encouraged, where ideas are truly put to the test.
This pavilion will feature state-of-the-art learning zones, including a fully equipped science laboratory for real-world experimentation, a modern recording studio to unleash creative and digital expression, an innovative maker space to encourage invention and prototyping, a collaborative learning street designed to foster spontaneous discussion and teamwork, dedicated storage rooms, of course, we have quite a bit to do, so where will we put it? And facilities integrated with mechanical and electrical rooms to seamlessly support operations.
This new addition to our school will create more opportunities for us to conduct more experiments and those fun stuff like that.
I believe that this team project will help students to be able to put their skills to the test.
I am excited for this opportunity, and I'm pretty sure that it will benefit my colleagues and also myself.
These STEAM pavilions are an expansion from our investment that we made through the ITSAT STEAM Academy in Belize City. These pavilions will be expanded, one in each district across the country, and this is just the beginning.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sheree Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Linda Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7. Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Top government officials have bashed the LIU program for being basically a waste of money, which is why they put it on indefinite pause 2 weeks ago. But tonight, the PUP area representative for Fort George, a community with a good number of clients in the work program, says he hopes that they bring it back and soon. Usher added that government cannot only use an iron fist when addressing crime.
I'm hoping that it can come back very soon. I see the benefit in the LIU program. I see it as a way of offering an alternative to the lifestyle that many of these at-risk youth are faced with, and it's something that we have to continue to have a holistic whole of government approach when we're looking at these issues. It can't just be a iron fist when it comes to crime. We have to look at the way that these communities are operating, the avenues that can be given to these individuals at risk, especially younger persons in the neighborhood, so that they have an alternative, they have an opportunity to get out of that lifestyle. So I'm hoping that after the assessment is done, that it can be brought back, and certainly the work that those members of the LIU team were doing, it's work that the community appreciates.
During this pause, are you concerned that this might have a negative effect on these individuals or the community at large?
Well, I'm certainly hoping that it won't, but yes, there's always a concern that I have that the individuals that were part of the program, they lose hope, they lose faith in the program, they lose faith in the ability to get out of the situation that they're in. So I'm hoping that this assessment can be done very quickly and we can get back to doing this whole of government approach.
Based on what you've seen, do you see the benefits of a program like the LIU Work Program?
I absolutely believe in the benefits of LIU. I mean, it's not only a work program, and that's the thing. There are many components to it. There's a sport component to it. There was the William Dawson Cup, basketball, football. There was a component where they were teaching these individuals agricultural practices so that they can have a skill. In Fort George, we always say skills pay your bills. So it's important to have marketable skills for these individuals so that they can have a productive life. And that is what the LIU was providing. Many of these individuals did not complete even primary school, certainly not high school. And so this is an opportunity for them to build a skill, market that skill, and be able to provide for their family.
We know that the one-month targeted SOE program detained 20 persons. It ended today and they are expected to have been released. Tonight, the National Health Insurance Scheme is distancing itself from the murder plot that led to the death of Dr. Naun Bonilla. Today, the NHI issued a rare release saying, quote, the NHI is aware that media houses and social media blogs have sought to connect NHI to the tragic murder of Dr. Naun Bonilla and the subsequent arrests of 2 suspects. Any attempt to associate NHI's procurement and contracting activities with the circumstances surrounding Dr. Bonilla's death is inaccurate, unfounded, and misleading. As we reported on Friday, Dr. Naun Bonilla and his now accused killer, Hannah Foreman, jointly operated a partnership at the Belmopan Medical Laboratory, which was selected for an NHI contract in January of this year. Foreman swore in an affidavit that's when Bonilla tried to push her out of the business, which police suspect led months later to the murder plot. On Friday, Bonilla's brother alleged that Foreman had tried to steal the contract from the partnership.
The final straw that took my brother make the decision to carry this to court was with the NHI contract that they had bid for. When the contract was, when they won the bid, they still have not signed the contract. She had corresponded back to NHI stating that the contract would be signed under a different business name, a business that had nothing to do with my brother. Now, being my brother was also part of the applications, they called him and said, Bonilla, what is happening? Because we just received this correspondence. And he said, categorically, this has nothing to do with me. This business is not my business. I have no interest in this business, and this contract cannot be signed because that business is not the one that we bid under. We found out that that business belonged solely to Ms. Hannah Foreman.
Regarding the legal dispute in the partnership and the pending NHI contract, the statement says, quote, it was brought to our attention that there was an ongoing business dispute between the 2 co-owners of Belmopan Medical Laboratory Services. Both co-owners were informed that the contract with the entity would not be signed due to the ongoing legal dispute. The statement adds emphatically, quote, NHI categorically clarifies that the information being disseminated that there is a lucrative signed contract is totally false. There is no contract that has been signed or executed between the National Health Insurance and Belmopan Medical Laboratory Services. Turning now to other news, it was a tragic weekend on Belize's highways. 7 men were killed in various road traffic accidents across the country. The first happened on Friday morning at 6:45 at mile 72 on the George Price Highway in the Contiki area of San Ignacio. The victim was 30-year-old Jeremy Chuck. ASP Stacy Smith told us how the accident occurred.
The officers responded where they were able to confirm this report and subsequently learned the identity of the deceased male person to be 30-year-old Jerome Chuk, a Belizean security guard of Benkebe Hotong. The scene was processed as a part of the ongoing investigation into this incident. What the indication is so far is that Mr. Chuk appeared to have lost control of the motorcycle and veered off-road, resulting in his injury.
The second occurred on the outskirts of Guinea Grass around 9:45 on Friday night. The victim, 18-year-old Utemito Pech, was killed after he collided into a horse and buggy. ASP Smith gave us the details.
What we have learned so far in the course of the investigation is that Pech was traveling on the highway in the direction of Guinea Grass village when he collided into the rear of a horse-drawn buggy that was on the far right side of the road. This collision caused Mr. Pech to swerve into oncoming traffic, and a further collision occurred between him and a pickup truck that was being driven by another person. A notice of intended prosecution has since been served on Mr. Garcia and urine samples taken. The collision resulted in the death of Mr. Pech. The indication so far is that the horse and carriage may not have been fully on the road. It was off-road, and certainly questions of lighting condition is at play, but it's an ongoing investigation. And as the investigation continues, the media will be advised.
And on Saturday night, 20-year-old Hai Ming Cheng was served with an NIP after an accident that occurred around 9:24 between miles 56 and 57 on the George Price Highway. Cheng was driving an ATV when the victim, 27-year-old Lester Martinez, collided into him. Here's how it happened.
The responding officers reported that upon their arrival, they observed a gravely injured Mr. Martinez who was being attended to by paramedics, and some 20 feet away from him was an extensively damaged ATV. Also observed on the scene was a damaged Dodge Charger SUV. What we have learned so far in the course of the ongoing investigation is that both vehicles were traveling in the same direction, being from Esperanza Village to Georgeville, and preliminary investigation suggests that the ATV was struck from behind, which caused Martinez to be flung into a nearby drain. A urine sample has also been obtained from Mr. Chen.
And then on Sunday afternoon at around 2, 29-year-old Chinese businessman Ji Long Wu was killed after he lost control of his vehicle at mile 21 on the George Price Highway. ASP Smith told us more.
What has been learned in the course of this ongoing investigation is that Wu was traveling alone in the EcoSport when, upon reaching mile 21, he lost control of the vehicle, which caused the vehicle to overturn multiple times and Mr. Wu to be flung from the vehicle.
The weekend was a triple fatal. 3 men, 33-year-old Godwin Seeley, 34-year-old Ignacio Seeley, and 42-year-old Israel Chacon are the victims. This incident occurred on Sunday night in Sartaneja. ASP Smith told us how this tragedy occurred.
What we have learned so far is that a male person, being Amadi Gongara, was driving a Ford pickup truck, and upon reaching the corner of Bontoncia Street and Primitiva Aragon Avenue in that village, he allegedly lost control of his vehicle and collided into the Milian tricycle, which was transporting Godwin and Ignacio Seeley, as well as 2 other persons. Also injured in the course of this collision was a third person, namely Mr. Chacon, who was riding a bicycle at the time, and the impact similarly resulted in his untimely demise. We have received information that both parties may have been at a establishment socializing prior to the incident, and that information is being followed upon.
Police are investigating all of these incidents, and we'll take a break now. When we come back, the former ombudsman takes aim at the government of Belize in a new lawsuit. Plus, later on, we'll have a wedding story that you won't believe. Don't go away.
Gear up!
These charter means aren't
We're
a
navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Culsel, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
At Sbarro, every pizza starts with the freshest ingredients, handmade just for you.
They're not just cigarette, vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud they not disappear. It turn into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, and heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Paperworks Entertainment and SJ Promotion presents the official Belizean Jamaican link-up, the Father's Day edition. It's an all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Featuring the international reggae dancehall singing sensation stage boss, Wayne Wonder. To mash up the stage alongside the General Super G for the first time in Belize, Steely Bashman plus Belize's top DJs. Get your general tickets for $60 and VIP for $150 at Madisco, Stone Music Outlet and VIP Wireless. And lock the date for the official Belizean Jamaican link-up all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sponsored by...
At Sbarro, every pizza starts with the freshest ingredients, handmade just for you. Enjoy fast, seamless service. Hot, fresh, and ready to go. Sbarro, Club of the Slice. XL sizes for whole and sliced pizzas, ready whenever you are. Closer to you than ever, now with 2 locations. Sbarro in Publix Coney Drive and Sbarro in Publix Express next to Transparent BPO. Same great pizza, twice the convenience.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
She was out on bail last week for allegedly assaulting a police sergeant, but today Nicole McDonald was back in court again, and this time for assaulting a doctor. It's an ugly incident that happened at the Matron Roberts Clinic on a Saturday morning. 44-year-old Dr. Andre Lucian Castillo was attending to a patient around 11 a.m. when another patient, identified as Nicole McDonald, allegedly stormed into his office without permission and demanded to be seen immediately. Police say McDonald became aggressive and allegedly punched Dr. Castillo on the left side of his face. And so McDonald appeared before Magistrate Nishad Mohammed this afternoon, where she was read a single charge of harm upon Dr. Andre Lucian Castillo. McDonald pleaded not guilty to the charge and was denied bail for breaching the conditions of her previous bail. As a result, she was remanded to prison. We note that McDonald had previously made bail last week in the sum of $4,000 for a total of 6 offenses: 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of common assault, 1 count of damage to property, 1 count of insulting words, and 1 count of wounding. Former Ombudsman Major Herman Gilbert Swazo has launched a sweeping constitutional lawsuit against the Attorney General of Belize. Swazo alleges that the government systematically underpaid him during his tenure and ultimately forced him out of office in retaliation for a ruling against the Attorney General. According to court filings by his attorney, Anand Ramlogan, Major Swazo's troubles culminated in December of 2025, just days before his 3-year term was set to expire. In his affidavit, Swazo details a December 22, 2025 meeting with Henry Usher, the Minister of the Public Service and Chairman of the PUP at the Holy Redeemer Credit Union office. Swazo states that Minister Usher explicitly raised concerns regarding an adverse Freedom of Information Act review ruling Swazo had issued against the government. That ruling recommended the disclosure of how much taxpayer dollars were used to pay private attorneys and law firms in the redistricting case. Swazo testifies that during the meeting, Usher told him that he was concerned about the adverse ruling which the Ombudsman had made against the government. Swazo alleges that Usher also levied a false and baseless allegation that the Ombudsman did not pen his own decision letter. 2 days later, Swazo received notice that his contract was not being renewed. Today via Zoom, Swazo told us that the independence of the Ombudsman's office is under attack.
The reason why this case is filed is particularly because in my view, the independence of a constitutional office is under direct attack. And if it is then that a person in high office seeking alignment with the law and with the Constitution is disregarded and disrespected, then what will happen to the likely grassroots individual? So their rights will also be trampled upon. To me, given the decision that I had made based on my loyalty to the Constitution and to the law, and also there was this case which I investigated regarding the shooting in the prison. Then there was also issues regarding alleged human trafficking by senior government officials. Several people were started avoiding answering the ombudsman in relation to that case as well. So in my humble view now, looking back, I believe that it appears to be intentional not to renew me, particularly because they may be thinking me, I cannot think for the government or representatives of the government, that by me not being in office, that perhaps those cases will take a sideline and will not reappear again, perhaps. So it was reasonable to assume at the time that because there were some active, sensitive cases, that it would have been renewed. So it appears to me that the independence of the office is under severe threat.
So the ombudsman is the person, the
Yes.
authority to
Yes.
protect citizens from abuse by authorities.
Yes.
And you yourself have become a victim of that kind of abuse.
Yes, I would say so.
Swazo's last day as ombudsman was December 31st, 2025. Beyond what he felt was a retaliatory non-renewal, Swazo's letter reveals that throughout his entire 3-year tenure, he was denied the remuneration which was legally assigned to his post. Under the Ombudsman Act, the law dictates that the ombudsman's salary must not be less than a judge's salary. But that's $175,000 per annum, tax-free. Yet, the government was paying Swazo only $80,000 per annum, fully taxed. In his suit, he is demanding full back pay for the major salary shortfall he suffered while serving in office. But Minister Henry Usher told us today that is a fantasy, that Swazo's contract was not renewed because of any adverse division he took. And with the compensation, he believes that only the Attorney General can answer that.
I have no ability. It is fantasy to believe that I can in any way influence the contract of the ombudsman. There's a House committee. I don't sit on the House committee. That House committee makes the recommendations. There is then a resolution in the House and in the Senate before it goes to the Governor General.
Do you believe that, as stated in the Ombudsman Act, that Mr. Swazo should have been compensated the same as a judge at the High Court?
Well, I think that the Attorney General has already reviewed the sections of the Ombudsman's Act. It does speak about being compensated at that level. Of course, when that Ombudsman's Act was written, the compensation for judges was much lower, more in line to where the contract for the Ombudsman, previous Ombudsman, and this current Ombudsman was. But that's an answer that only the Attorney General can give.
So you're saying that in order for him to be paid at the same rate, they would need to review that act?
No, I'm saying that it's very clear in the act. And I think that the decision is whether the contract that he signed with specific terms and conditions, does that contract override the act, or does the act override the contract? And as I said, that's something that the Attorney General would have to decide on, or give advice on, sorry.
And in his affidavit, Swazo pointed directly to the Minister of Public Service for attacking his integrity and suggesting he didn't write the decision against the AG. But according to Usher, he was joking with Swazo and saying it in a friendly manner because of the history of their relationship. Nevertheless, he says that if Swazo interpreted it in any other way other than that, he apologizes.
Major Swazo and I have known each other for many years. When he was in the BDF, when he ran and won as a mayoral candidate for the People's United Party in Dangriga, when he demitted office and was a businessman, he owned a restaurant, when he was at the port, and as ombudsman. So he and I have had hundreds of conversations in our private capacity as Henry Russia and Gilbert Swazo. Last year, he called me because he was traveling for a family event in the US. He said, "Can we meet in Belize City?" I said, "Sure, I'm in Belize City, come and see me." I would never believe that this would have ended up in some kind of lawsuit or in an affidavit. But in that conversation, I can certainly recall we spoke about his family. We spoke about him traveling. He brought up the fact that his contract was coming to an end. I think it was coming to an end on December 31st. As you know, Jaliza, the appointment, and if the contract comes to an end, the reappointment of an ombudsman, that is done by the Governor General after a process. So you have the House of Representatives has to pass a resolution, the Senate has to pass a resolution, and even before that, it goes to a House committee. I don't sit on that House committee. And I made that very clear to him. I said, listen, that is something that you will have to take up when the House committee convenes and if you intend to renew your contract. There's no way, in no world, am I in any way able to influence the contract of the ombudsman. So that is really fantasy for a conclusion to be drawn like that. On the other point, on the point of the letter writing, I was actually paying him a compliment, because I said, man, you always putting out these letters and responses so fast. I said, do you have a ghostwriter writing for you? Because as far as I know, he's a one-man operation. He has a small staff, yes, but he's really efficient in terms of putting out these letters. So that's what I told him. I said, man, you really are efficient in putting out these letters. Do you have somebody else writing for you? It was intended as a joke. Certainly, it wasn't intended to cast any or aspersions against him. And, if I did, certainly I apologize, but that was never the intention.
A comment like that, would you have asked a judge that? Because essentially he's a judge.
Well, most judges have people who help them write too. So that is actually something that is very common. In the United States, U.S. Supreme Courts have clerks who clerk for them, and it's often said that they are the ones who write judgments. It's something that is known in the legal fraternity. But the point is that I just was complimenting him on how fast he was being able to respond to letters, not only in giving his advice or his decisions, but when somebody wrote him or makes a correspondence to him, he responds very fast. So I was trying to pay a compliment.
And while Swazo is a former PUP mayor, he said the meeting with his former chairman left him disillusioned. But was he also insulted? Well, that's what we asked him.
It's, in my mind, a very serious slur against a high office when a minister accuses or suggests that you know they write your own judgments.
I don't even want to dignify that, Jules, to be quite frank. So if it is, sir, that I wasn't able to articulate myself well, then certainly I would be the first not to have taken a post which would be above me. So I leave it as that.
Keeping it on the subject of the Ombudsman, in the House meeting on Thursday, during the resolution recommending the appointment of a Contractor General motion, the leader of the opposition criticized the government for leaving the Ombudsman office empty for more than 5 months. In response, the PM explained that it's now a complicated process because that office is being converted into a human rights office, which comes with certain regulations. Here's how that exchange went.
Question we have, Mr. Speaker, is when are we going to see a new ombudsman? It's been quite a few months now. We have heard nothing on the reappointment of an ombudsman. And we think that all these elements, all these professionals, all these institutions are critical to the overall health and functionality of our oversight mechanisms, particularly because we are utilizing the public purse, utilizing public funds, utilizing taxpayers' contributions to the consolidated fund. And so as we support this motion, we also take the opportunity to urge the government to move with some level of urgency in appointing a new ombudsman.
I think if she had been following up what's taking place is that the former ombudsman brought a paper to cabinet and he just signed on to something we never really think it's true. Based from meetings that he was getting from the EU and other group, where they are converting now the ombudsman office to a human rights office, which will then assume the work of the ombudsman. But it's quite complicated. I think we're biting more than we could chew. It's really, really complicated. So as it is right now, the Attorney General is taking a look at it and trying to see what kind of legislation we'll have to put. We will not be able to put the person who will head that office will have to be a trained attorney. That's one of the things. And they have a whole slew of other things that they'll be responsible for. But it's important to point out, though, that despite the fact that we do not have an ombudsman, the ombudsman's office is open. So people can still go there, they can still lodge their complaints, and the people there can still be able to help people. So it's important for the Belizean public to understand we may not have an ombudsman appointed at this moment, but the office is open to help and to assist the Belizean people.
But the former ombudsman says the PM has it all wrong. The ombudsman's office will house the human rights office, not the other way around. Here's how he puts it.
Like you said, you bite off more than you could chew.
Does it sound familiar now, Jules, that one, I couldn't write a legal paper, right? And now I'd bite off more than I could chew, right? But let me say for the record that in 2023, the government of Belize took the opportunity to declare at the United Nations that they, the government of Belize, will establish a national human rights Institute in Belize, and that office will be lodged in the office of the Ombudsman. After such a declaration, the Ombudsman, along with representatives from several government ministries, established what is called a National Human Rights Institute Committee, which was co-chaired by the Ombudsman and representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Included in that committee is also a member from the Attorney General's office. And we met on several occasions to discuss the path forward as it relates to the National Human Rights Institute. I dare say, look at the records. And it is then that as the government stated that the Human Rights Institute will be established and integrated into the office of the Ombudsman, not the other way around.
Turning now to other news, the Belize Coast Guard successfully rescued 7 people yesterday after a vessel began taking on water near San Pedro town. The Coast Guard assumed control of the rescue operation and coordinated with the civilian vessel to safely evacuate all passengers. The 7 occupants, including 5 adults and 2 minors, were transferred into the Coast Guard vessel and transported to safety. We spoke with Rear Admiral Gregory Soberanis, who told us more about this operation.
The Belize Coast Guard assisted with a search and rescue operation that was conducted yesterday afternoon in San Pedro town. We received the information approximately 2:30 p.m. And we immediately responded from Station San Pedro. The information that we received was that there was a vessel that was sinking and taking on water with 7 passengers on board. So we immediately deployed, and we were able to locate the vessel. Upon our arrival at the scene, the vessel was in somewhat of some shallow waters, and at the time was being assisted by a smaller vessel that was in the immediate area when the incident was occurring. The Coast Guard was able to make its way close enough to eventually take control of the situation, what we call be the unseen coordinator, and we were able to coordinate with the smaller vessel that was in the area, transport all 7 persons from the sinking vessel with that small boat, and eventually brought them onto our boat, which was a larger vessel, and take them to safety. On board were 5 adults and 2 minors. In situations such as these, it is our mission and mandate to respond. As you know, when we have incidents at sea, there are several factors that we consider in a situation like this, whether we have injured persons on board and that type of thing. So we as quickly as possible, we respond to this situation, ensuring that we are able to provide the necessary assistance, whether it's immediate medical assistance, or, like I said, to effect the rescue, to ensure that lives are saved.
Would you be able to indicate if there was any environmental impact?
Yes, so the captain of the vessel made a prudent decision, which I believe has helped in this particular situation, where based on the reports that we received from our patrol that responded, that the captain of the vessel that was in distress, realizing that the vessel was taking on water, made his way to shallow waters so that the vessel would not be completely submerged. As far as we know, there is no environmental impact at this time. It is an area not too far from where we are located in San Pedro, in the area of Mosquito Key, just approximately one nautical mile northwest of our location.
The Belize Coast Guard has achieved a milestone with the successful certification of its first 2 dive instructors. The newly certified instructors recently completed an intensive instructor training program that lasted approximately 2 to 3 weeks. Rear Admiral Sobranis explained that the course was rigorous and highly demanding.
For the first time, we're able to have 2 certified dive instructors pass the instructors course. This is key for us. We conduct numerous dive operations throughout the year, and so having that level of skill really elevates the our ability to not only respond but to conduct in-house training. It the it helps our instructors to be better able to train Coast Guard divers for the organization as they understand the the medical risks that Coast Guard divers commander or are face whenever we do these dives, whether it's a recovery dive or a security dive, so they understand the risk management that's involved, and because the dives that we do in the Coast Guard are not sport dive. You know, they're law enforcement dives, they're security dives, and so there's a certain level of risk that's involved that is separate and apart from our recreational dive. And so having these dive instructors augmented with the understanding of the various factors that we need to input into the equation when we look at how we conduct any type of dive really enhances our ability to be more effective and more efficient in how we conduct our dive operations.
6 people were charged over the weekend for firearm offenses. 1 man was arrested in Dangriga, and 5 others, including a minor, were arrested in Belize City. ASP Smith gave us the details.
Police have formally arrested and charged 21-year-old Jalen Nunes of Dangriga Town for 2 counts of kept firearm without a gun license and 2 counts of kept ammunition without a gun license. The arrest follows a joint operation that was conducted by Special Patrol Unit personnel as well as Dangriga QRT and the Gang Intelligence Investigation and Interdiction Unit. The operation was conducted at a residence on Yampa Street on Saturday, 6 June 2026, which led to the discovery of a black in color 9mm pistol, which contained 14 live rounds of 9mm ammunition, and a .38 revolver, which contained 2 live rounds of ammunition. Police have formally arrested and jointly charged 36-year-old Natasha Hughes, 30-year-old Devon Pratt, 27-year-old Eldon Pratt, 27-year-old Andrew Beiser, and a 17-year-old male minor for the offense of kept firearm without a gun license and kept ammunition without a gun license. These charges follow an illegal weapon operations conducted by Special Patrol Unit personnel at a residence on Kral Road in Belize City, which led to the discovery of a 9mm pistol which contained 7 live rounds of 9mm ammunition.
In the case of the firearms found on Kral Road, all 5 persons were arraigned today. Devon Pratt pleaded guilty to the charges, but despite this plea, the prosecutor did not withdraw the charges against the others. The adults were remanded and the minor was released on bail of $3,000. The sentencing for Pratt is set for June 29th. Year-old was shot in the buttocks and hand last night around 11:20 on Arlington Drive. The minor was inside his room on his bed when he heard a loud bang outside and felt a burning sensation. According to police, two men went in front of his house and opened fire. Reports suggest that the minor's sister's ex-boyfriend may have been involved since he had previously threatened to have someone shoot at the house. The teenage victim is stable. After the break, a stray bullet changed Kyron Green's life 6 years ago, but it didn't define him. Tonight, we visit with him as a newlywed preparing for fatherhood. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
in Belmopan. Then I used to go do my NHI in Belize. Then I came back home in Palmer. And when I found out that NHI was here, I said, right, that's the perfect thing for me. So I don't have to travel, you know. It's very affordable. That's the main point. And you don't have to wait too long. You know, sometimes you go to hospital, you have to go from the morning, whole day there. So, but you come to the NHI at your clinic, you have access for doctors, you do your blood tests, urine tests, everything. I mean, it's very, very affordable. So if they not take the opportunity, they don't want nothing. The doctors, them, the nurses, oh my, they are so, you could question them. They give you answer to everything, and well, me, I see good result. And I have no complaint with the NHI itself. No complaint.
I am a diabetic. I have an access to my medication every 3 months, and I have my analysis, and like how I am more or less an elderly, I receive my medication free. It helps us a lot. It helps us economically. It's a place that's accessible for almost every village that is registered here, and it's good because we have the elderly that we can travel with them here and there. Well, we have it here. The doctors are willingly, ready, friendly. The staff itself, then, they're friendly and they attend to you readily, and we don't have to be waiting and waiting. It's a really good thing that has done. It had been always been said that NHI, but then thanks God it come to Orange Walk. I think that elderly government is a good thing that they did. They thought about people that really are in need.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, we note the passing of a lion of the legal profession. Edmund Pennell was not a high court judge or a senior counsel, but he was a pillar of the justice system. He passed on Saturday, and today a government press release called him a truly iconic Belizean, saying he served his country with distinction, demonstrating unwavering dedication, integrity, and commitment throughout his career in the public service. His contributions have left a lasting and indelible impact on the development of Belize, and his legacy will be remembered for generations. The release notes, renowned for his promptness, meticulousness, and unparalleled knowledge of the General Registry and the courts, Mr. Pennell earned and sustained over nearly 7 decades the respect, trust, and admiration of both court users and colleagues alike. In an era before digital search tools, he was an invaluable resource to members of the legal profession, whether assisting with the retrieval of court documents or guiding users through filing processes. The Association of Defense Attorneys notes Mr. Pennell was, quote, affectionately known by many as the judiciary's real-life Google. Mr. Pennell possessed an extraordinary understanding of legal procedures, court records, and registry matters. His willingness to assist and guide others earned him the respect and admiration of the entire legal community. Pennell started working in the public service at the age of 15 and joined the General Registry in 1958. Politics in Curzon has heated up a whole lot as three-time Mayor Rigo Veas has now announced his slate for the 2027 municipal elections. This comes just 1 week after newcomer Sajari Rogers announced her slate. But after 3 terms, should Mayor Veas be forced to face a convention Today we spoke with PUP chairman who said, after all, they are a democratic party.
Well, first of all, from a party perspective, the National Executive opened the window for persons to apply for all municipal slates on June the 1st. That window closes on June the 19th. So we don't know in terms of all the 9 municipalities what municipalities there will be challenges in or there may be endorsements in. Corozal, as you said, they are already out of the gate. They are campaigning, and we have 2 slates on the ground. You know, this is a democratic party. Anybody can be challenged, and certainly I believe that at Mayor Rigo welcomes the challenge to prove to the people and to show the people that he has done his work and he is willing to go to them to ask for their endorsement once again. Also, you have a team led by Ms. Shari Rogers, dynamic team also, and they are ones that they believe that they want to offer themselves as service to the people of Corozal. We welcome it as a party.
After being 3-time mayor, do you believe that he should be going to a convention?
That's a decision for the people to decide. As chairman, I never make those types of decisions. I allow the people from the areas, from the municipalities, from the constituencies, if it is a general election, to make that decision. Persons are free to apply. The party opened the window. It then goes to a vetting committee composed of members of the National Campaign Committee, Communications Committee, and other members, and then the National Executive makes the final decision. So it's a team decision, it's a party decision, and every person who is an elected representative in this party is subject to being challenged.
And as for Belize City, the names of 2 presumed mayoral hopefuls have made their way to the forefront, Elude Miller and Alan Pollard. Well, Usher says that he will not see the applications until June 19th, but if both of them desire to contest for the mayoral seat, he's all for it.
Elude is a dynamic young candidate, and it just shows the resilience and just how good what position the party is in, that we can attract these young persons being able to offer themselves to be leaders in their community, leaders in their municipality. Elude has served as a councillor, as deputy mayor, and I have heard, I don't know if he has applied yet, but I have heard that he wants to apply for mayor. I would certainly welcome his application, and hopefully we see many more dynamic candidates running all over the country.
There's also been a rumor that Alan Pollard would also want to contest it. What would you say to that?
Again, Alan Pollard has proven himself 3 times as well as councillor, serving as deputy mayor in multiple terms. He has run for the party in a general election, was not successful there, but he has proven himself time and time again in terms of topping the polls, etc., in the municipality. So it would definitely be a welcome addition to the team to have Alan running as, whatever it is. I can't confirm how he's running yet because we haven't seen the applications. We're going to open those on June 19th.
Last week, the Hummingbird Environmental Tour Guide Association, who are the co-managers of 5 Blues Lake National Park, discovered that the park had been significantly vandalized and that camping equipment, kayaks and other supplies previously positioned within the park had been deliberately set on fire and destroyed. In a release issued by APAMO, they revealed that with the aid of camera traps footage originally deployed for wildlife monitoring, park personnel identified an individual moving suspiciously within the park on the same date. On May 26, the park rangers conducted a stakeout and caught the same individual previously identified on the camera trap igniting a fire. Further inspection revealed that he had set more than 30 small fires across different areas within the national park. Fortunately, due to vegetation conditions, the fires did not spread. The individual was safely detained by rangers. A search of his backpack uncovered stolen park items as well as materials used to start fires. The individual was turned over to the Belize Police Department and was found to be a Salvadoran national and was charged with illegal entry into Belize. He's expected to spend 6 months on remand and will return to court to answer to the additional charges of arson. 6 years ago, 11-year-old Kyron Green became the innocent face of gun violence when a stray bullet changed his life forever. Since then, we've tracked his grueling road to recovery, but tonight the 18-year-old is rewriting his headline. He is a newlywed, a soon-to-be father, and he's mapping out a brand new future. Jo Marie Lanza reports.
He was the 11-year-old shot at the store in 2019. The bullet was meant for an adult, but it changed this child's life forever. Over the years, we have closely followed his recovery and documented the sometimes difficult road in life that a chance event has forced him to take. But when we visited today, it was all good news, as Kyron Green has opened up a new chapter in life, a rare, positive outcome from the tragedy that forever changed his life. This chapter is about how he met his now wife, sparked by their move into their current home.
I meet Karen after he got shot. That is when he was 11 years old. And from then, me and he started to,
Like, gonna start be friends and gonna start.
Yeah, like, we and my friend from 11 to like about 14, so. And then we started a relationship.
Through it all, the couple stayed by each other's side. And as they prepared to welcome their first child, 18-year-old Kyron thought it best to get things formalized and solidify their bond.
Because like we on it together for long, then we got to be able to come, so we just decide to do the right thing. I feel good because people out there and like a negative thing to say right now. But with my mama effort to me and everybody who support me, I think, give me positive talking and positive things that make I motivate more to do what I have to do, right?
And these are just one of the many qualities Kyron will carry with him into fatherhood, a role he is surely looking forward to, having a son and teaching him about his love for caring for livestock.
I feel good. And I feel good that our boy, because my project where I do that thing, create animal and produce and bring in some finance, right? So I feel good that our boy, so he to stick by my side.
I'm happy to our boy because honestly, he have somebody who could help with whatsoever he did do. So for a boy, I think it's the best thing for Karen.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching With Your News. I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great night. And join me back here tomorrow at 6.